welcome back. Happy Friday. Again, it's amazing we're wrapping up an entire another week. It's crazy. Time goes by so fast when we're having a good time. And I'm having a great time doing this series with you guys, sharing some insights and ideas that will help make you more successful. So again, today we're going to do more of a review. We'll add one extra point into things. But again, we want to serve as a review, as we've talked about before, how important review is. Covering what it is that we've talked about this week and how to apply this. And we'll wrap up our week and make sure that we are doing so in successful fashion. So before we get into more of a review, I just want to cover two key words that are essential to understand when it comes to voice control, delivery, and that's passion and enthusiasm. Again, passion and enthusiasm are what sells. Yes, you do have to have things that make sense. There has to be good value. You have to have logic. You have to have all these things. But if you're not passionate, you're not going to instill in someone that you believe in what you're selling. So it's essential. If you are someone that is not naturally coming across in a passionate way, work on that skill. Come across in a way like you would be speaking to your best friend about the thing you most love in the world. If you come across in that fashion, you're going to be successful in sounding naturally enthusiastic. Now, in review of what we've covered this week, we covered the famous statements that Zig Ziglar, worked on in terms of word emphasis and voice inflection, and he talked about the statements that we shared with you, which is, I didn't say he stole my car. Now, again, review that statement. You might want to check on our blog, on the Closers blog. There is an article that I wrote that also addresses this with another example, referring to a brown jacket, but the same concept there, and underlines each word and gives some insight into how it is that you are interpreting that word with a certain emphasis. So practice that, as it suggests there as well, and use your voice to your advantage. Now, there is 3 sections, as we've always talked about, of the sales process: discover your interview, presentation, and overcoming objections, answering questions. Just a quick review on that. During discovery, you want to be natural. You want to show that you're interested in the prospect, have an enthusiasm to do so, but not over the top. Keep it subdued. We're not presenting at this point, but we want to make sure that we're engaging that person through our tone and our delivery of the questions we're asking, and making sure that flows in a conversational manner. Now, the next part of that is the presentation. That's where you kick it up a notch. I mean, again, when you're presenting a product, you want to sound like you care about it. And if you don't care about it, then you probably find a new product to represent. Now, again, you got to be passionate, you got to be enthusiastic, not over the top. It's always got to be natural, and that's in the presentation stage. Then you come into overcoming objections, answering concerns, answering questions. And that's where you got to tone things down. Again, like we talked about, that's where trust is built, and trust is going to be built through our voice, not just through the words. Yes, they're important. What's more important than the words themselves is the way we deliver them to our prospect or prospective buyer. So, again, in practice, what we need to be doing is working on these things. You don't just get onto a phone call. You don't just get into a meeting with someone and wing it. Successful people don't operate that way. We play it out in our heads. We've gone through scenarios. We've tried sounding different ways and recorded it and played it back to ourselves to make sure that when we do this for real, that we're going to sound the best we could possibly sound. So I would suggest taking the time, if not already doing so, use this weekend. It's a great time to go ahead and put some effort and practice into things, so that way when you come back and you hit the ground running next week, you're literally running. That's what we're here to do. We're here to grow. We're here to improve, and I want to make sure that we are putting the work in order to do so. Could have all the ideas in the world, but if we're not putting the application, you're not going to get the results. So again, I'll wrap things up with a quote for us, and then get us off to finish off the week strong and have an excellent day. So this quote is coming from a poet, Munidra Misra, from the book Eddies of Life. It's a poem, but appropriate to what we've been talking about all week. And it says, most of the problems of life that be are caused by the tone of speech. It is never what is said in reality, but how it's said that causes harm truly. Now, again, that's taking more of a negative slant on things as far as how it's causing harm. It can cause harm. It could also have a positive impact like we've been talking about all week. So again, let's stay focused on our tone. Let's stay focused on our delivery. Let's be focused on our voice inflection. And let's make sure that we are doing everything we can to make ourselves successful and achieve the results that we all want and desire. And how is it going to happen? Through action. Have a great week. Successful finish to your week. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. See you in the AM then.